Good morning, stained glass people. I got a little tutorial on doing Tiffany lamps. I'm going to show how to do a small pendant lamp, how to make a pattern, how to get perspective, how to insert into a PDF file. As well, if you are a Etsy seller or an associate, you can also put a hyperlink that's on top of or tagged to an image on your file. I'm going to show you all that with my new heart pendant lamp. Okay. I don't want to print that. I have a hotkey set up for my video software, and it's the same hotkey as to print, so it's okay. Um, this lamp, it's a pendant lamp, meaning it's small. It's only 7 inches wide at the bottom, and 4.5 inches tall. And that's the pattern size. Okay. What we want to do, if you want to get the real view perspective, the way you do that is you take the pattern, you take the distance from the height of the pattern, and then in your, I'll show you here, in this view you take the height and you match it up with the height of a real view version of it. And basically what you do is you shrink the height of the image. In other words, you take this image, which is 4.5 high, and then when you shrink it for real view, it's roughly 3 3/4. That's how it would look when all 4 panels are assembled. It's simple isometrics. When you're looking at a front view, top view, side view, in this case the side view would be here. That's actually the height of your pattern, but we're working in reverse here. I just wanted to show you that's how you get the real view. All your widths are the same because the top aperture is 2 inches on this lamp. See, I'm going to go ahead and I'll work with this one easier. You take a shape like a ruler. Yeah, you can use a ruler too. But I just take a shape. It's 2 inches, like a line. And then you can measure the pattern. What I need to do is the vase cap is going to be 2 inches. So I wanted to make the top of this lamp smaller than 2. You just want a little overhang for air and just so it fits snugly around the top of the lamp. That's basically the reason why you do that. And then the height as well, you want to make sure that it's going to cover the bulb and any hardware. You're going to have some on the bottom, but here I used this lamp will basically run about 12 inches tall. This lamp base, but so it's a little shrunk down. If I want to bring it into a true perspective, it's going to be roughly like that, 11, 12 inches. So but I couldn't fit it on the page. But to give you an idea, and what I also did, I can leave it like that. What I also did, you see this little arrow here. That's actually a link to that base. So if you're in a PDF uh, version of the lamp, you're viewing the PDF, you click on that, and that goes right to the Amazon page that sells this base, as well as the cap. This is a solid brass cap. Yes, it's true. You can get solid brass caps. You don't have to go with the brass plated. I think they're aluminum or nickel. I don't know, but they're brass plated. They're really garbage. This one's a couple of dollars. I think it's like $6, but it's well worth it. It's solid brass. You want to wire brush them. Oh, use a wire wheel, get them real shiny, and they'll take to patina, the regular black patina we use, quite well. If you have an issue with it, you could add a little salt to the patina and use a green scrubby brush. Wearing gloves because you don't want patina on your hands. It's a nasty thing. It takes 2 days to the smell to go away. But you want to, that's that salt trick. Salt is abrasive with patina will actually help get the patina into brass. I just wanted to share that. Let's see, here I have again the pattern view. This will be for plotters if someone wanted to use a plotter. And then here, I'm not done yet. I'm going to number this for folks who want to print out and number their pattern. And this is a four-sided lamp. Again, it's a pendant. Nothing crazy. It's you can also put use the cap. You can use a four-prong spider hanger. It's the circle in the middle with 4 wires. Actually 2 crisscross, and solder them into the corners near the top. You can use that as well. And use a small, was it halogen or the size of a what you call it, appliance bulb, 2-inch bulb, and put it in a socket with a pull chain and a nice loop on the top, a hanging loop, and then a chain. And you could use it as a little swag pendant light, which would look nice. You can hang it directly from the ceiling with a switch on the wall. I mean, there's a lot of options. But using the vase cap, you can do that, and you don't have to worry about putting holes in it, because like I said, you're going to have the venting. Being that this is a square, the cap's going to be round. You can have little, venting on the side. And if you're going to use a halogen or LED light of any sort, or something that doesn't build up heat, you don't really need the holes. Right? They are a little bit distracting, I find, when you have holes, especially on small pendant lamps. Larger lamps, it's okay. But on these smaller lamps, but that's an option. You can use the vase cap on the top, or the spider. I don't have a picture of it, but it's a circle with 4 arms coming out, and they solder right to the top of the lamp. You just get a nice heavy bead up there and sink the spider into that bead in the corner. And these lamps, these small pendant lamps, are really nice. If you take 1/8-inch lead, H-channel lead, and you spin it up on a drill, and you edge the corners with it, it comes out really pretty. It's very decorative. It works really well. You could just solder it, a solder line, but if you want to dress it up a little bit, you can do that as well. This is a new lamp I'm going to offer in my Etsy store. And as well, I'm going to put the links to the cap And the base, there's other bases. I saw this one had roses on it. It's for mini pendant lamps from 6 to 10 inches, the base. And this is a 7-inch lamp. So it will work quite well. And anyway, I'll have the link for the base below, or if you end up getting the PDF file, you click on this little orange arrow here. You might be able to click right on the base itself. It's just showing that there's a link. When you click on it, you'll jump to it. I just wanted to share this little lamp tutorial. And when you make lamps, let's see, I got this one is in raw format. When you make lamps, there's a lot of, not a lot, but there's a few tricks. Number one, you want the top to fit the vase cap, number one. Then you want your aperture, with a nice angle, and when you do the true look, you can actually see it. All right, so it doesn't look like it's much, but it is. This is a little taller, so when it lays down a bit, it'll have that look. All right, that goes for any size lamp. When you use isometric formulas, perspective, they're quite easy to do. And because if you say, well, how's it going to look when I put the panels together? Well, it's easy to do. And again, you measure the leg of your perspective lamp. Well, actually, in this case, the pattern height here would now be transformed to the height here in your true look. And then again, all your front views will be the same. Now, this is still 7 inches, and this is it's 4.5 inches high, the pattern, but the actual lamp, I'm sorry, this is the real view. The actual lamp view would be under 4 inches, 3.88, using the size of this. This would be the side view, or the front view of the height of the patterns. You have to think in 3 dimensions here. That's kind of a small hurdle for isometric drafting. You have to actually say, well, I'm looking directly at it. This is the height of the pattern from here to here, all right, which is here, the actual height from here, the top here to down here. All right. Hope that makes sense. And you can get the height as well here. It's 4.5 if you're using Apple Pages. It's really good software to use for this kind of stuff. And as well, you can go ahead and let's see. Let me just drag this out of the way a little bit. There's another thing you can do. You can go ahead and change the size of the lamp. Say this is 7.5. We're going to constrain it. We want this shape, so we want to make it 8. You can make an 8-inch lamp. Just with a click. So now it's an 8-inch lamp. You say 7 is a little small. Want to make it 8, and the perspective will actually be the same, though this is now 8 inches wide. The top, this piece here, see? You go to this one. If you make it 8, the top is going to remain the same. Send that to this dimension here will stay the same. All right, because you're looking at the front view. So you can as well use a 2-inch cap. Well, maybe not. Let's see. Yeah, that would get a little bit bigger. So let's see, 8 inches. I'll walk you through it. You may want, you kind of get it. A 2 inch cap may still work. I would go 2.5. Yeah, 2.5 inch cap. That would kind of fit over the edge a little bit. The cap would be just roughly right about like that, which is fine. You have the contour. You don't want it to be exactly the width of the lamp. You want it to hang over a little bit. Alright, so that's how you do that. I hope this little tutorial helped. It's really not hard to make lamps. And again, if you want to make the lamp taller, you click the constraint proportions off, then you can make it taller. Naturally, the heart's going to be a little distorted, but I mean, you could say, all right, I want to make it, 6.5, the pattern. And again, the 6.5, you'd have to do the measurements on this view. This would have to be now 6.5, and all your dimensions would be the same as the front view. All right. I hope it helped. I'm going to be doing more lamps today. Once you do, you set up your dimensions for one lamp. The rest, I mean, I've made quite a few of these small pendant lamps, and I'm just gonna, keep making different. This is actually a pattern I made, Forever Heart. It's basic, same layout. It has a little let's see, it has a little star on the top. I was thinking about doing that, but I didn't want to make it too heavy for the lamp itself. So I added these chips on the bottom to bring in color. And then, lamps typically have a banding at the top. So I just added this piece here. Alright. With that, I'm going to hang this video up. And if you like the video, hit the thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up. Or subscribe. I really appreciate that. And I love the comments below. Down here below. Love those comments. Alright, thank you very much for watching, and have a nice day.